my mind was in confusion because I'm already dealing with what I have going on. And I'm just like, how the freak do they know? So all of this is going on while I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to tell the school that I got a charge or not. Wow, my mind is going crazy. Like, I'm really standing in here right now, like this is really happening. The guy led us into this room. It was a really small room. It was a desk in there, somebody sitting down, the guy that led us in there, and both of us, maybe only 2 or 3 other people could have fit in there. So I'm just like, this is really happening to me right now. But I'm like, okay, they said empty your pockets, empty your bag. So I mean, we're not complete delinquents. I wouldn't even have considered us delinquents, you know what I'm saying? So we forfeited what we had, we gave it up, and we were just standing there. And they really didn't say much to us. The people that were in there, somebody picked up the phone, and we were just standing in this room. Next thing you know, here come the police. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like what the freak is happening? Like, I thought they would have some sort of mercy on us or something, you know, just have a conversation with us, you know, you made a mistake, it's cool. Like, no, it was cut and dry, baby. We called the police on y'all. They ain't even say a word to us. Police come up breezeway of Walmart, you know, the area where people walk in and out. So people were just walking by. I'm the type, I don't mind a little attention, but I don't like too much. You know what I'm saying? And it was a lot because everybody was looking at it. I mean, who wouldn't? I would look too. Whether or not you're gonna make bail, they will let you know when you get there. So they take us outside and walk us to the car. And they were about to start putting us in cuffs. So we were like, dang, our stuff is still in the buggy. So we like, wait, can we at least put our stuff in the car? Because it's crazy. Had we walked about another yard and a half, we would have been bandits. We would have got away because we had a parking spot that was right in front of Walmart. It was right there in eyesight when we first walked out. So they actually were like, yeah, y'all can do that. So they let us put the stuff in the car. And to this day, I still don't know why, but I got my back turned and the cop is asking me, did your friend make you do this? No. They were like, are you sure? Are you sure your friend didn't convince you or make you do this? And I said, no, they didn't make me do anything. So I didn't understand it then, and I don't understand it now, where they were going with that. But that pretty much ended just right there. So we are standing in front of Walmart. I mean, Walmart sign right there, right in front of where people come in and out, lights blaring and everything, getting arrested. I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. And they put us in the car just like that. We going to the county. We're in the back seat and both of us were pretty mute. I think we were on the same page about what was happening. We caught a couple looks at each other a couple times, like, cause that was pretty much what it was. We were both just blown away and it happened so fast. And it's nighttime right now. It's dark. It's already late, maybe about 8 o'clock or something like that. So we get there and now it was a $1,500 bill. So it was just like another slap in the face. You know what I'm saying? We were just like, dang, we can't catch a break at all. We got out. They made me take off my glasses. We had to take off all of our jewelry, all of that stuff. They took our fingerprints. When they took my fingerprint, dude, I was like, yo, I'm in the freaking system. I'm in the system. And in processing took so long. It took so long, then they finally took our pictures, our mugshots. For any reason, you try to look me up and find my mugshot, you're not gonna find it, okay? That thing is gone. I made sure that. I'll talk about that sometime later on in another part of this series, but yeah, you're not gonna find my mugshot, okay? So we're sitting in the holding cell. Neither of us are tripping, pacing, crying, just nothing. We were both sitting there like, if nothing else, it was unbelievable. Hardly ever get in trouble, who have no track record. I'm in school to be a nurse. My friend is in school to be a social worker. And a freaking larceny charge. So I ended up having only $25 worth of stuff. Like I said, my conscience started sneaking back up on me, and I started just putting stuff back randomly in the aisles as I was walking around. I only ended up with 3 or 4 items. Petty stuff. So that's what I thought I was going to get. I thought I was going to get shoplifting or petty theft or something like that. They gave your girl a larceny charge. I'm sitting here tripping like, when we find out we got bail set, we like, okay, now we gotta make moves because we gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here. My friend knew somebody, called up.
Hey, we got arrested. We in here in the county. We have the money. Can you come get us out and we'll pay you right back?
Waiting. Our peoples finally come. We get out. They drop us back off at our car at Walmart, and then we go back to the crib. Like, and when I got home, I already knew it was real. But when I got home, that's when it really got real. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I was so worried, shaking, couldn't drink anything. I just couldn't believe that I had $25 worth of merchandise in my hand that I walked out of Walmart with unpaid and ended up paying a $150 bill. You know how crazy that sounds? And it just kept running around in my head like, really, Gab? Like, really? Told her what was going on, how low I felt, how humbled I was, and she was telling me like, yeah, Gabby, I mean, sometimes when you do something like that, humble is all you can be. So I'm freaking out right now about school. I'm freaking out because, first of all, on the first day of class, they went over the statistics and everything and would tell us about how many students apply for nursing school, how many students get in, and how many students don't make it out because they fell out. It was some crazy high percentage about the number of students that don't make it out, and it's almost like they wanted you to know that there was a great possibility that you were going to fail out. And I just remember thinking when I was sitting there watching that presentation, like,
I'm about to be me. Shoot, I worked too hard to get here.
I couldn't stop thinking about that because I really did work extremely hard to get in there. And I put myself in jeopardy. I didn't even give myself a chance, a real chance. So I'm beating myself up about this. And not only that, there was a rule. If you get in any type of trouble with the law outside of school, you have 3 days to let know what's going on with you, or if they find out, you automatically get kicked out, period. In my head, in my room, just up all night for the next 2 days, thinking to myself, am I going to tell the school? Am I going to tell the school, or am I just going to try to skate through all this and not say anything? But before all that, I'm like, we need a daggone lawyer. So I started doing research, found this dope lawyer, this black woman, set up a consultation. We went in there. You could just tell that she cared. She knew based off what we said and everything that we were just 2 college kids out here, made a mistake, and she was on board. She was willing to help us, and I was on board with her too. So that was set. We got the ball rolling on that. So I got us a lawyer lined up. I'm feeling a little better, but I'm still a nervous wreck, okay? Because there's just a lot going on in my mind with my emotions and everything. And in the midst of all of this, I'm at home studying, and I just get this influx of text messages from my line sisters. I'm in a D9 organization, Divine 9. I am a part of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. And when I was in nursing school, I decided not to be an active member, meaning that I wasn't required to go to the chapter meetings every other week or be a host for events and be on the yard for certain activities and things like that. I just really wanted to focus on school because nursing school is hard as heck and is really a soul sucker, especially if you're in the RN program. So I just really wanted to focus. But yeah, so I just get this influx of text messages. They were very supportive though. The messages from my line sisters just saying they sorry about what happened. I'm here if you need anything. Let me me know if you ever want to talk, that type of thing. And I mentioned before that this is my first time telling this story in its entirety, but I had only actually told 3 people that this happened, but there were other people that knew. Those other people were my line sisters and my sorority. So when these text messages, and it's like they were coming in at the same time, my mind was just in confusion. My mind was in confusion because I'm already dealing with what I have going on. And I'm just like, how the freak do they know? How do they know? How do they know? It was obvious what they were talking about. And I'm like, what? Like, it's only been a couple days. I haven't even talked to anybody yet. And I was planning on telling my sorority because why would I not tell my sisters something like that was going on with me? But I just needed some time to process, you know? So I text them back and I'm like, what's going on? How do you know? I just asked straight up. Because I'm like, what? So it turned out that one of our sorors from the graduate chapter saw my mugshot in the local paper, y'all. She saw my mugshot in the local paper and told our chapter's advisor. And they had a chapter meeting. The undergrad chapter had a chapter meeting. And she told them. And when I found that out, my mind just went black. We had a group meet back then and all of us were in the chat with our advisor. And I really went in there and I just started going off. I was just fussing really on some like, how could you do that? Why would you tell everybody that? I was gonna tell everybody. I just needed to tell it on my own time. Like, really just fussing her out. And when I look back, like, it wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't right. I shouldn't have, talked to her like that because she is really a great person, very sweet. She cared about all of us and she had love for all of us, but I was just living in turmoil. You feel me? Like, I had all my own stuff going on and I wanted to be able to tell that myself. And before I even had a moment to really process what was going on, people were already talking about me and telling my business that I wanted to share. Reaching out to me, telling me they got my back and stuff like that. And I appreciated that, but more of me was like, yo, I just felt like I was losing control of my life. That might sound very dramatic, but you gotta understand, it was a really serious time for me. I put my whole career on the line. I put myself on the line, my reputation, everything. And I wasn't talking to anybody about it. I didn't really have a moment to even confide in anybody about it because it was too much. Like, it's just like in one night my whole world turned upside down. So I'm in there, I said what I had to say, and I exited the chat because I was pissed off. And it was like, I should have known or expected that somebody would see my mugshot in the paper, but I wasn't thinking like that. I wasn't thinking like that. I was not thinking like that. So when I say it now out loud, it sounds pretty ridiculous that I was so shocked that anybody else knew that I thought I was going to keep something like that under wraps, especially because there were people in the sorority and whoever else out there who actually lived in Greenville and probably did read the paper and stuff like that. I don't think about no local newspaper. Come on now. So I was absolutely livid. So at this point, basically my whole sorority know that I got arrested, larceny charge, and my face slapped on the paper. It was just even more humiliating. And it just made me feel even smaller and go deeper into this hole that I had already dug for myself. Any pride I had, it was just crumbling to pieces. So all of this is going on while I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to tell the school that I got a charge or not. So I'm pissed. Mind going crazy in the whirlwind. It's been days at this point. I'm still not eating. I'm still not sleeping. I still can't focus. I still can't think. I'm worried all the time. Have you ever been worried about something all the time to the point where it just takes over your whole mind, your body, and your soul? That's how I was. So I got to a point where I had to decide, Gabby, are you going to tell the school or not?